Good evening to all of you. I'd like to welcome you all to the 58th session of the CENTA webinar series for teachers. The next 1 hour promises to be super exciting. As you all know, we'll be exploring augmented reality and how it can be used as a resource for an improved learning experience for our students. The facilitator for today's session is an incredible teaching professional, Ms. Anupam Sharma. A quick introduction, Ms. Anupam Sharma is an edtech enthusiast and a passionate teacher with an experience of more than 15 years. She constantly strives towards creating interest and the love of learning among her learners by focusing on active learning strategies. She's been successfully using edtech tools to enhance the learning experience for her students for a while now. And she's also actively contributing towards teacher training, 21st century skills learning, activity designing, science lesson designing, experiential learning, and promoting SEL, which we of course know is social emotional learning through her lessons. Great to have you with us, ma'am. And all of us are looking forward to an exceptional session. And we're also super excited, as I said earlier, because I remember we had done a session sometime in July that was on the basics of augmented reality, and we had numerous requests after it to conduct another session. And we were so happy that you reached out, and here we are. So before you start, ma'am, just a quick intro, a couple of things, a couple of announcements which I always make. One is on the feedback form for all the participants who are attending the session live. We'll share the feedback form around 5:45, which is around 44 minutes from now. And please fill that feedback form in, and we will issue you the certificate of participation by noon tomorrow. So that's super crucial. And in case you face any difficulty in filling in the feedback form through the YouTube live chat section in YouTube, it is also available on my CENTA, which is m.centa.org from the mobile browser. It's the same place that you use to register for the session. So it's available at both places. So, but please fill that form in. And as I say, it's super crucial for us to, to give you the certificate of participation by noon tomorrow. So please fill that feedback form in. That's pretty much it from my side. Anupam ma'am, over to you. And yeah, I also want to introduce Piyush, my colleague, who is, of course, no one can see Piyush. He's in the background, but he's going to be helping us with the slides and everything.
Yes. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much, Karthik, for the introduction. As Piyush told that my name is Anupam Sharma, and I'm a passionate educator, just like as you all are, right? Because that's what brings you here. To learn something new for your students to improve your teaching learning. So, Piyush, may I request you to start my presentation? Yes. Thank you so much. So the children's needs have not changed, the world around them has. That goes without saying that kids always need motivation, they need engagement, resilience, and adaptability. And the world is constantly changing at a fast pace. So, to meet their needs as per the changing world, we need to think of the new ways to keep them positively motivated and positively engaged. So, that's why we all are here. I welcome you all on this platform to explore augmented reality as a great teaching learning resource. So, the next 1 hour, we'll be exploring the amazingness of the augmented reality. And firstly, I would like to thank the Center team for giving me this platform to share my experiences, share my learnings with all of you here. Next slide, please. Yes. So what we all will be learning? We will all be learning about how to use augmented reality effectively in the classrooms, in your lessons. How I'll be talking about an amazing app which is 3D Bear that I'm myself using, and my students are also using this for the AR experiences. We'll also learn how you can prepare your engaging lessons using this 3D Bear tool, and we will also be learning how to enhance 21st century skills using this augmented reality with this 3D Bear app. Next slide. Yes. So, what is AR actually? So, AR and VR, virtual reality, we are quite familiar with. We have seen that it's just a simulation of the reality. It takes you to a new world. While the augmented reality and this virtual reality have one big thing in common, that they both have remarkable ability to alter our perception of the world. How AR differs from virtual reality is that it takes our current reality and adds something to it, adds something new to it. So it doesn't take us elsewhere as the virtual reality, as that happens in virtual reality. So it integrates and adds value to the user's interaction with the real world. Next slide. Yes. So as I told you that I'll be talking about the 3D Bear app and how you can bring awesomeness with the 3D Bear app. So I'll be talking about how you can use this 3D Bear app for early learners, for primary learners, as well as the lower secondary learners, which has been seen that for all these age groups, it has been successfully, you know, used to create student engagement. Next slide. Yes, for early learners, so AR is the ultimate fun. So we have seen kids, the early learners, they are very quite, tech savvy. You see kids, using mobile phones. They play the mobile phone games. They're so good in that. They're so fast. Sometimes we wonder that how come these small kids, they use 4 or 5 years olds, they use these tools, these games on mobile phone. How they play that? So to give them a substitute, like to just make them, not to play on mobile games, but to give them something that they can learn with the mobile phone. So for AR, for using this AR, you can use this for introducing numbers, alphabets, making real life connections. You can use it for digital storytelling. You can enhance socio emotional learning with this, and STEM also. You can introduce STEM lessons through this AR tool. Next slide. Next slide, please. Yes, here you can see I'll be giving you a few examples, and later on we'll be exploring this tool. So these are the scenes that are created by my early learners on the AR platform, the 3D Bear app. So the first picture, as you see, the task given to the student was they were learning the letters, they were recognizing the letter F. So we gave them a task. So find something, some objects, some models from real life objects from the 3D Bear app that start with letter F. So this is one of the example that my students gave: fish, French fries, and the fan. Right. Likewise, other letters also the kids explore. So the challenge was given to every child with different letters. So the second picture, as you can see, this is the zoo designed by an early learner. So this is the park where he designed this. He went to the park with his parent, and there he brought giraffe, zebra, and a goat, and he created a mini zoo for himself. And this gave them an understanding about how these animals, they interact with each other. They are all herbivores animals. They are all, they eat grass and the leaves. And the third picture that you see is about the socio-emotional lesson that the story that my students created. And here, this is a story about a boy. Here he used the models from 3D Bear app. There's a Minecraft models you can see here. The Minecraft models, this story that why a boy is sad and how the other boy is helping that boy to stay happy, and asking him that he's there for him, and what is his problem. So this kind of socio-emotional links can be created using these lessons. Next slide. Yes. So this is also created using the 3D Bear Augmented app. So things we get from plants. So kids, the task was given to the students that they have to find out the things that we get from plants using that app. So what makes it more interesting that the students, using their mobile, they can directly bring those things in front of them. So the things which are really not available, the things that they haven't seen before, they can actually bring them in front in their space. So the things they get from plants. This was created by one of the students. Another picture that you can see, the human images. This is also created by one of my students, and he told a short story about a mom and her daughter, that how mom and daughter used to help each other, and how the mom encouraged her daughter to pursue her career in flying. So this is one of the example about and student encouragement. Next slide. Yes, AR for primary pathway. It has a broad range of activities. It offers a broad range of opportunities for the learners, including math, Hindi, the designing, the art and craft, the science, and the STEM. Everything you can find in this tool. So introducing basic shapes, basic math functions can be taught, and the students design. Once you assign them a project, they can do it collaboratively from their homes, wherever they are. They can do it collaboratively, and otherwise they can do it individually. So making real life connection, digital storytelling can be done, socio emotional learning can also be done, and STEM lessons can also be introduced. Next slide. I'll be giving you examples how my primary students have explored this tool like a great way to share their learning. So this was the first picture. As you see, there is a lie there is the model of the solar system, where you see in the app itself, you see how the planets revolve around the sun, how they use their elliptical path. And here the student were given the task to arrange the planets in order. So this design was created by one of the students. Next task was given to them, the design a space where you have things only made from wooden materials, only made from wood. So this is the space that they designed. The next thing, the task was given, design a room for themselves. So what they want in their room. So they have created a design in their home itself. So what the student explained it very nicely, that the student wanted the books in her drawing room, because she loved books, and whenever she feels like reading, she will sit and in her room, and she'll read those books. So this enhances creativity, and this enhances the skills of designing. Next slide. Here, this is another fantastic example, parts of the plant. So the parts of the plant are explored by this 3D Bear app. Actually, what happens that generally we give students books to see. So the 3D Bear app or this augmented reality can actually bring these models in front of them, and they can, rotate these models to 360 degrees, and see what is how it looks like from behind, how it look like from down and upside. So this is really a great experience for students. So next, as you can see, this is the design created by a student, where he explained array in mathematics. And then the next thing, the comparison of shapes, the 3D shapes like cube, sphere, and the cuboid. So they compared the objects that are there in the AR models, and they compared them with the real life objects. I would definitely like to showcase the videos that are created by my students. Yes, please, Piyush, next slide. Yes, please play the second one. Scientific understanding. Please watch this video. This is the video that my student created. Audio. Audio is not there. Okay, so the students, they when they create the things on their own, suppose you have taught some concept in the classroom, and you want students to, not do the notebook work,
From
but
watching this
design
picture,
something.
maybe
Okay, just
have a
watch
question
this.
in your mind. How are you able to see object? The answer is when a beam of light falls on an object from the source of light, then this light gets reflected in all directions after striking that object. The reflected light then reaches our eyes and our brain interprets the object. Finally, we are able to see the objects around. Thank you and have a nice day.
This is how the student displayed her understanding about how we are able to see the objects. The next video will take you how the students can compare the shapes with the real life objects. So when the students, they are able to relate it with the real life things, they really feel happy that they have understood
Hello
something and they
everyone,
know
I'm
something.
Nilesh from
Please go ahead.
Hello everyone, I'm Nilesh from Stage 6. Today I have found some 3D shapes and I will compare them with virtual 3D shapes using 3D blocks. So let's start. So, as you can see that I have compared a tree trunk with a cylinder. Some properties of a cylinder include 1. A cylinder contains two parallel bases connected by a curved surface. 2. It has three faces. 3. The bases are circular in shape. I have also compared a football with a sphere. Some properties of a sphere include 1. It has no edges or vertices. 2. It has one surface, not a face, as it isn't flat. 3. It is not a polyhedron. In this image, I have compared a ball with a half sphere. And last but not least, I have compared a box with a cube. Some properties of a cube include 1. It has 6 faces. 2. A cube has 12 edges. 3. The shape has 8 vertices. Thank you and have a nice day.
So, teachers, you have seen that how the it has increased this AR has increased the content understanding of the learners. How it has enhanced the learning about spatial structures and functions. How it has enhanced the language associations, and it also improves physical task performance. Now, next slide. Now I'll explain that how you can use this for your lower secondary learners, how they can use it. They can use it to understand the concept of biology or physics or chemistry. The life skills can be learned. They can plan virtual exhibitions on their own. The innovative ideas and designs can be shared. So as the age grows, so the possibilities and the opportunities become vast for the students. Their thinking skills, they are enhanced. So integration in all the subjects, so this using virtual reality to integrate in all the subjects can be easily done using this 3D using this AR app. uh, Next slide. Here are few examples. In the next slide, you will see few examples that are demonstrated, that are shared by my learners. Here, they have explained the concept of pollination. They have created a garden, a virtual garden, augmented reality garden in their rooms, and they have shown that how the particular insect, the moves from one flower to another, pollinating the flowers, and how the bees help in pollination and how they help in the survival of plant life on earth. Next is genetics. So how the selective breeding helps in bringing out the good traits and bringing out the desired traits in a particular organism can be was understood and was demonstrated by the students using this app. So here, this is the genetic. The science teachers must be understand. They must be knowing that what is homozygous parents, and what if the cross between the homozygous parent happens, and what kind of offsprings we can get. Then the idea of selective breeding. What about the parent generation, first generation, second generation? So what are the possibilities, and what kind of organisms, what kind of the offsprings can are born after doing the selective breeding. And then the food web, all the examples, they are being demonstrated by the students. The next slide. Yes. You have seen that the possibilities, the benefits of using AR in the classrooms are amazing. It also improves collaboration in the students. So if you create a group of students and give them a project to do, so you will see that the collaboration, the communication, and the problem solving skills are enhanced in that. How you're going to use that, I'll be shortly giving you a demonstration that how you can use this augmented reality to enhance the collaboration, enhance students engagement in your classroom. So pros, what I can see that the application, the 3D bear app that I'm talking about, this can be downloaded from the Play Store, and it works both on tablet and smartphone. It Because this is an augmented reality, so we need to move our device, we have to find out a place where we are going to create our design. So the it is easier for us to move our mobile phone, to move our tablets, right? So this is easily downloadable from the Play Store, and the free version. So this 3D bear app, once you download it, it will ask you for a subscription. You have 1 month free subscription, and the 1 month free subscription give you the access to allows 10 students. As a teacher, if you enroll, that you can have 10, a group of 10 students enrolled in your app, and whatever those 10 students create as in their virtual designs, they can share directly with you. So the benefit is that students don't need to have any account for in 3D bear. They just have to download that. And that's also, so annual subscription comes with rupees 199 only. So that unlocks great features, like it has thousands or millions of models to import, or 3D bear itself has a lot of models that the students can use. And they have sketchfab to download a lot of models, and they also use thingiverse. But for thingiverse, you have to create an account import models from the thingiverse. But actually what happens, I tell you, that the 3D bear app and the sketchfab solves all your problems. Whatever you want students to do and explore, you can have it in your plate. Then and When you have a subscription, then it is suitable. The teacher can have access share on any other platform. They will directly reach on teachers interface. Then students can design independently or collaboratively, and I've already told you, they creating varied scenes that add excitement to any subject area. Next slide. The cons, if I talk about cons, there are no such, the disadvantages of using this app. It just uh, creates excitement. The students using they play a lot of games on mobile phones. So if you give this tool to the children, so they'll be more engaged and they'll be learning. So there is the major thing that I can talk about is that there is no blank template where students can create. So because it's an augmented reality, so you have to use your own space. Maybe you are outside in a garden, you are in a market, and you are in your home, you are in your room. So you have to design the things, you have to create models and design in that. There is no blank area there, right? So they have to work around the items and the people that already occupy a space. And if a teacher wants to stop students in between and explain an issue, it is hard to make them concentrate, because the students are so engaged, they get so excited in using the app. Then here I can feel that there is a little bit of difficulty, but this is not at all a difficulty, because if the students are engaged, teachers are happy. Next slide. So let's get working. So what you have to do, I'll just tell you quickly. Go to Play Store from your Android app or Apple device or whatever. You have to download 3D Bear app. Next slide. How does it look like? See, the first picture that you see when you go in your Play Store, you will find this. So you just have to download this app from there. And then the second picture, when you download the app, no, that one, yes, the second picture that you see, you have to, it will ask you to sign in with Google, sign in with Microsoft, or you create your own email ID and password to sign in for the app. And there is below you see student login, that is for teachers. If you go for a subscription, 1 month free subscription, or you go for the subscription, then it will allow you to add students in that. So in that case, when you give any task to the student will use the student ID to use this 3D Bear app. All right, and to share their designs with you. Next picture, next slide. Next slide, please. Yes. So next slide, the first picture that's you, that is the home page of 3D Bear. The next picture you see, the home page of the home page. Next picture is about where you create your design. Below you see the shapes button, the circle button where you can click the picture. There is a cards option, cards button at the base. That cards option, this is called the gallery where you save your designs. The third picture you see, here are the models. So in the picture you see the transport models, so buses, the trains are there. So these models can be brought live in front of you. The third picture, your designs which are saved in your gallery. Next slide. Yes. So the teachers, this is the teacher interface. So this is the teachers, once they are login, they have to use 3D app.3dbear.io, where they can see, this is for teachers who have have a trial for subscription for this. So here there are n number of lesson plans available, their designs, the class and import option that you can see, right? And next slide, please. Yes, so this is here, I showed you the first page that I showed you, that where you see teacher interface. When you click on the class, here you can see in the picture that the students' name are being added, right? And you can see here the total number of students, 10, and there is a class ID. This is the ID that the students will use. You must have seen when I showed you the picture where you have to create your own account, and there was an option that was student ID, login using student ID. So this ID, class ID, will be shared by the with the students, and student will use this ID to log in and use this 3D Bear. Next slide, please. Yes, the next slide here. So designs here, the students, whatever students have created, they have shared with me. There is also an option there is also an option to share through WhatsApp, share through Gmail, share through any other social media platform. That option is also available. I'll just show you that. Next slide, please. Yes, here you see import. Import means in case you want any model which is not available in 3D Bear and which is not available in Sketchfab, so that model you have to import from Thingiverse, or maybe on your browser. If you find any 3D model, you can import it. It will be directly imported in your app. It will be added in your collections, right? And then you can use that. Next slide. So this augmented reality puts kids in the driver's seat. The fundamental lesson that kids need to learn is that they are the creators and technology is just an enabler, right? Next slide. Yes. So now I'll tell you how to create an engaging lesson in that. So this is the task. Before I share all the tasks with you, let me show you the video how you can use this 3D Bear app. Piyush, can you show that recording? This is the home page of 3D Bear app. The home page shows a lot of lesson plans which you can use. you can see at the bottom of the screen there is a home button, search button, green plus button, and other two options. So for creating your models, you'll just click on the green plus button. So once you click on the green plus button, your device will ask you to look for a space where you want to create your design. So here, once you click on this, so now your device will ask you for a space, and then you have the space, and you can see there is a shape options where you will find your models. There is a center button where the circle button from where you will click your pictures, and the gallery option. So here, when I clicked on the gallery, there all the designs are saved in the gallery. Whatever designs I created for my students or my students created, they are all here. And at the base you can see, once your design is created, at the base you can see where you want to share your file. You want to share as 3D file, you want to share it as a picture or model, you want to save it on your device, or you want to copy and edit. So all options are there. So what option you want, you will be able to do. So now I'll be giving a lesson demonstration on adaptations. So I'll click on that button, the shapes button, and I want the word adaptations over here, because we are going to study the adaptations of hen and duck, right? So we'll do here, we'll do the comparative analysis of the adaptations in both the birds. So right now we have just typed the word adaptation, and see this word is here in front of you. It's white in color, so we can change the color as we want. We'll click on the color bar, color option at the base. So whatever color we want, it will be done, right? It gives an option to change the color. So adaptation is here. So now I want to compare the adaptation in animals, like in birds. So here when I click on animals, I look for a model of duck. Lot of animal models are here, but I'll choose duck, and when I click on duck, the duck model comes in front of you in your space, right? And here we'll study, we'll look at the feet of the duck, we'll talk about the beak of the duck, right? And to make it more presentable, we'll do some designing. We'll bring some plants and vegetation, but right now we just brought, because we are doing comparative analysis, so we brought a hen over here, and we can clearly see that how the feet and the beak of hen are different from the duck, and the wings are also different. So now here I'm going to look for the vegetation, some plants, some greenery. So I selected a grass, and I can move this grass, I can place this grass wherever I want. Now I know that the duck lives in pond, the habitat of duck is pond. So if I do not find that model in the 3D bear, I look for it on Sketchfab. I'll type the keyword pond, I'll find the whole range of ponds. So whatever model I want, I'll bring that model here. The feet of the duck are specially meant for swimming, so they are webbed feet. The beak of the duck is flat so that it can eat fish. It has holes on it so that it can sieve the mud or whatever impurities are there. And the feet of the hen are different from the duck, as they are not webbed, as the hens do not have to swim. And the beak of the hen is also different, as they just eat grains and worms, right? So this is how we bring the models in front of us. So here the hen, as the hen lives in a coop, so we'll bring a chicken house, or we will bring a coop here. We'll look for the model on Sketchfab. If we do not find it on 3D bear, we can look for the models in the Sketchfab. So here you can see that both the habitats, the comparative analysis can be easily done. And once your design is ready, you will just click it by pressing the center button. You can see there is a center button. You just click it and your design is saved in the gallery. So wherever is your gallery, your design will be saved over there. Duck and a hen, right? You'll click on this and your design will be saved, right? So here in the gallery you can see that this one, and now you can share your design as 3D file, as share option, as see, when you click on any share option, you can see wherever you can share it wherever you want. You want to WhatsApp or Teams or whatever options your device offers you, you can share your design there. Now I will also tell you how to record the video. What we will do, we'll press and hold the center button. It will record a video up to 1 minute. So students who want to record their video, they can click on this button and record the video. There are at the lower base, you can see there are options, rotate options. So once you click on the model and click on the rotate option, you can move your model whichever way you want, like this. There is a duplicate button, so you click on the model and press duplicate. You will get the duplicates or the same number of models, n number of models you can duplicate. There is a group option, so here you can put them in group, and there is 1D. When you click on it, you can change the length or thickness of your models. Now the recording button, as I told you, we click on the center button and we hold the button and you can record up to 1 minute. Here the recording is saved in the gallery itself. And the same way, when we click on the gallery, we can share the videos with. Thank you so much, Piyush. Thank you so much. So audience, you must have seen that how engagingly you can assign tasks to the students. You just have to give one demonstration. So the adaptation thing, how I did with my students, I assigned the task in the groups, and I asked students to choose the animals, whichever animals they want, and do some research on that, and create the 3D story using your based on your research. So the lot of interesting ideas came. The students compared the adaptations in giraffe, adaptations in the ant, in the deer with the lot of the horns, and adaptation in plants also, the adaptations in the penguins, adaptations in the polar bear. So, and the habitats of polar bear, habitats of different animals, that lot of interesting things that came up with the students. So what I had to do, I just had to explain them what the word adaptation is, how it benefits to the animals or any organism, and that's it. And then the what I got from the students, amazing results. So in one go, in one lesson, you can have ample examples when you assign tasks to the students. So here, as you can see on your screen, so this is the task I assign you. So create a story with at least one human character, one animal, and one fantasy character. This task can be given to your primary year learners or early year learners. So they come up with amazing ideas. And the next thing, design an exhibition of extinct animals. So extinct animals, dodo is an extinct, dinosaurs are extinct. So you can ask students to design an exhibition. They can record their videos, and or they can create their scenes and share pictures. Design a classroom post classroom post COVID-19. The how so this year the students faced a lot of problems. They were sitting in the home, and what are they thinking that what if the schools open physically? So how they want their classroom to look like. So this also enhances a lot of creativity in the students. They think a lot of ways how they can stay safe post COVID if the school opens physically, or share any lesson you like. I request Piyush to share the Wakelet link on the chat for audience. So audience, once you start creating your designs, please share it on Wakelet. If you haven't used Wakelet before, so it's just as simple, like you don't have to download the app even. So you have to click on the link that I've shared, and first of all you have to create your design, you have to save it on your device, and then save this link please, and click on the link, and click on the edit collection button, and you add, then there will be a plus option that you will be able to see and add your design over there. Otherwise, you can also share it if you are using Twitter. That is an awesome platform for all the educators to connect. If you are using Twitter, please, if you have created something new, uh, share it with me on Twitter. Tag me. My Twitter handle is there in front of you. You can tag me on Twitter, tag CENTA also, so that we know that that the this session has brought some benefit to you. You are benefited, your students are benefited with this session. All right, so we'll be happy to see that how you are learning, and we will also be learning from you. If your students come up with new ideas, that would be great. So there are two options: share it on Wakelet or share it on Twitter, right? So that's it for me. I mean, if anyone has a question for me.
Thank you, Anupam ma'am. Thank you for a wonderful, wonderful session. There were around 500 plus live at a point, and I'm sure all
That's
of us
great.
had a, all of us have a set of concrete takeaways that we're going to go and test it out. And I could see people actually downloading the app as you were explaining it, and trying it out on their own. Really, really incredible. Uh, before we get to the questions, and there are a few questions. Just a quick announcement: the feedback form is available on my center, so please go there and fill that in. You can fill it in anytime by 9 p.m. today, so you need not leave the session and do it. We're also going to share it here as well. While I take the I'll go through the questions, but I think the first one was from Miss Priya Chittadatha, and Priya ma'am was asking if 3D Bear is also available in a local language, or is it just available in English?
Yes. So, Priya, thank you. The 3D where we have just worked on creating for Hindi. So it is only available as of now. You can see it in English and few other foreign languages. But within 15 days, they have worked on it. So they are bringing it for Hindi. They are bringing Hindi also in that.
Sure. And there's a question from Ms. Subha S, and Ms. Subha is checking what would be the right age to introduce this as a learning tool to students.
As I told you that because the kids are very tech savvy these days, even the 5-year-olds can use mobile phone. So instead of 5-year-old, you can use it exclusively. I mean, they can use it the way they want, but still we see that the we don't encourage students to use a lot of mobile phones at this young age. But instead of giving them the mobile phone to play mobile games, so they can use that time, maybe 15 minutes or half an hour, so they can play using this tool. At least they're learning.
Sure. And there are, of course, lots of questions from teachers who are checking specifically for their grades or subjects, and someone's asking, could you give me some ideas for secondary school? Someone is asking, could you give me ideas for kindergarten?
Okay.
Ideas for geography?
All right,
Yeah.
definitely. So kindergarten, as I've told you, I've given few lessons that we in the kindergarten the students are just recognizing, learning to recognize letters, learning to make associations, learning to learning to create stories, language development, things like that. So there are a lot of lesson plans available on 3D Bear itself, and the examples that one of the examples I gave you, and you can explore on your own. So like students, if you are telling a story to a student, to the students, so they can create the same story with the same character using 3D Bear app. They can bring the models and they can create their own story, right? For lower secondary, for the senior secondary learners, it can be used in geography as well. Yes, you can see there are lesson plans of geography, social studies, history also available on the app. You can browse that app and see the lessons over there. And creative and designing, the interior designing is exclusively used by the senior secondary learners.
Miss Preeti Iyer has a question, and this also came up a couple of times. Is this app compatible with both a laptop as well as a phone? Of course, it's an app that can be used on phone, but can it also be used on laptop?
See, as I told you that in the beginning, that we have to move. We have to move around to look for a space. So it's difficult. Yes, it is compatible on laptop also, but for how long you will carry your laptop here and there, and it needs a lot of movement. So tablets, it works on all the devices, tablets, Android devices, iOS devices, even the laptops also. But for the sake of convenience, we prefer using mobile phones or the tablets.
Sure. Everyone's saying very interesting workshop. Nishada ma'am has a question, and she's asking, can we use it in a live class?
Yes, you can use it in a live class. Definitely. See, in India, actually, we have schools that they do not provide tablets and to the students. They do not provide that options to the students. So yes, if you are having live class and you are allowed to use your own mobile phone or your own tablet, yes, you can use it. If the students, like you are sitting in your home, in case of remote learning, you are sitting in your home, you have assigned some tasks to the students. So wherever they are sitting, they will design their task, and the whatever they have designed, you can collate that in your own device, on your own setup,
Sure.
right? So you can do it live also.
Sure. And Ms. Deepthi has a question, and she's asking, are the lessons that you mentioned about, are they available only for people who subscribe? And I think she's referring to the paid model. Like, are these lessons only available to those who subscribe to the paid version, or is it available for free?
See, if you do not subscribe for that, even then you have access to those lessons. But the access will be limited, right? It would be limited, right? So otherwise, it's even if you do not log in, even if you do not use your login ID, you just download the app and you're ready to go. You don't have to create an account even in that. You can create your design, take a screenshot and share. That
Sure.
can also be done.
Someone's asking for the Wakelet link. We'll also share the Wakelet link tomorrow in the email when we send out you the email for downloading the webinar participation certificate. We'll also include the Wakelet link in that so that you can access it readily from there. Uh, thank you for the informative session. Uh, the Bali ma'am is asking any specific RAM specifications for these apps. I think she's referring to the version of the mobile. Would this work on a basic phone, ma'am, or do you need a better
No,
high-end phone for this?
no,
You
it
need
works on basic phone. Any smartphone works. This
sure,
works on any smartphone.
sure, sure. Great. Nice session. I mean, all of these are like, thank you, nice session, great. You should take some time later this evening, ma'am, to go through the comments. You'll find it really good. Uh, I think we've covered all questions, is what my guess is. Uh, Ms. Subha has a question, and this is probably a broader question, and she's asking, how do we ensure cybersecurity when children use AR, or for that matter, any of it?
Yes. So, Ms. Shubha, see, cybersecurity, see, we are talking about 3D Bear that is specifically designed for educators, that is specifically designed for students. So here there is no case of that cybersecurity will arise here, because they are students, they are just importing models that are available on 3D Bear, that are available on the Sketchfab that I talked about, and they are available on Thingiverse. So there is no cyberbullying reported, and there is, I think it's pretty safe.
Sure. Miss Mahua Chaudhary has a question, and she's asking, can students share their work in a Padlet done.
Yes, yes. See, once the students have created their design, they can, take a screenshot. It's easy. They can save it in their phone's gallery, and wherever they want, they can share it. They can put it on Padlet. They can, as you are going to share it on Wakelet, right? You can save it on your device. You can share it through email, WhatsApp. So there is no limitation.
And Miss Purnima A is asking if we want to represent 3D bear model on a big screen, can we do that? Can we like project a 3D bear model on a big screen?
A big screen, as in the projector and things like that.
I think that's what she's referring to. I think that's what
Yes,
Sam is
yes,
referring to.
you can, because I was also wanted, I also wanted for this session, I wanted to create a live demonstration, but somehow this platform was not allowing me to do the live demonstration. That's why I recorded that video. I did the screen recording. You saw that screen recording here. I wanted to do it live for you, right? So you can do it. You can do it. Yes, you can present it. You just share your screen. So whatever, how much big screen is, doesn't matter. You do screencast and do it.
Sure. And Miss Amrita Srivastava has a slightly broader question, and she's asking, can we use it in remote areas with rural students? Of course, the answer would be yes, but the question is, how do we motivate them to use it?
See, that is what in the beginning I told, that the needs of the students are changing and we have to meet the needs. So whether, no matter wherever the students are, because this app doesn't need the subscription, right, for students. So anyone, because it's free, anyone who has an access to internet, anyone who is free to use this, free to use that mobile, who have access to use the mobile Android device even, they can use it. So motivation is on teachers. So see, I've given you a lot of examples. They, all the examples are given by my students. I have just demonstrated one lesson and I got number of interesting responses from the students. So how the engagement, this app itself is very, very engaging. So students browse a lot of models, they are creating different scenes themselves. So this give them ownership. This, I created this, I learned this something new, and I created this. And this also give an opportunity to the students for of varied learning needs. How you can, the students who are not good, who are very shy, who do not want to speak in the class, so when they create the design, they can record their audio, right? And if the students who are creatively, you use creativity, yeah, they're very creative, they want drawings and things like that, so they can, bring their models there in front and they can share the designs with you. The students who are very much interested in designing, the students who are very much interested in space objects, learning about space and science, those models are are very available on this app, right? I talked about the solar system, the Mars model, the rover, the Perseverance rover, right now recently it landed on Mars. So we have those models also. The students, it's engagement is not an issue here. So once you introduce this app or this tool to the students, you will feel that your work has been reduced a lot. You just have to demonstrate one lesson, and then the students are free to do whatever they want to do. Yes, so positive engagement, positive motivation is important, and that comes from the teacher itself.
Mr. Sanjay Yadav has a question, and Sanjay sir is asking, can we use it in teaching literature to students?
Yes, I there was a video, if we can show the students, uh, demonstrated their the story, the lesson. There was an English story, there was a chapter in their English. So they narrated, they summarized that lesson using this 3D bear app. There was a video here. We didn't show you that video. I don't know, we'll share that link with them. So
Sure,
yes, it can be used, it can be used to teach poetry, to teach literature. So it can be done.
sure. And Sarika Ajmera ma'am has a question. Sarika ma'am is, of course, one of the regular attendees of our webinars, and she's asking, can you suggest a similar free app like are there comparable apps available there?
Yes, I can suggest there is a class app, a class. There's an app called a class. But you know what happens? I explored while I was exploring this augmented reality. I downloaded 3 4 apps on my mobile phone, and what I found that all those apps are good for teachers, but they were difficult for students to use. So that was losing the purpose. Like always, why teacher always is the sole owner of the class? Why the teacher always thinks that, okay, I'll take this in my hands. So I'm kind of an educator that wants to give autonomy to the students. So when I came across this 3D Bear app, I just discarded all the apps, and I found it so interesting because even a 5-year-old can easily use it.
Sure. And there's a message in Hindi from Miss Neha Adhivarekar, and Sneha ma'am is saying मैं आपको धन्यवाद कहना चाहूंगी क्योंकि हिंदी में इस तरह का ऐप उपलब्ध करवाकर आपने सच में बहुत अच्छा कार्य किया है। हिंदी भाषा में कई बार लिमिटेशंस आ जाती हैं।
बिल्कुल सही आपने कहा, बिल्कुल सही। हम लोग जब मैंने ये 3D बेयर जब डाउनलोड किया मैंने, तो उसके बाद मैंने आई ट्राई टू कॉन्टैक्ट दोज पीपल बिकॉज आई वाज आल्सो लुकिंग फॉर, बिकॉज बीइंग इन इंडिया, so we wanted, because there are very limited things, there are a lot of tools but very limited things for Hindi. So I requested them, why not you include Hindi, this font and Hindi things in that. So I worked on that. I translated all the things for them and I gave them. So it's almost ready. So within this month, by end of this month, the Hindi font will be available for you.
Fantastic, fantastic. Really great session. Anjali ma'am will take maybe a couple of more questions. We have like 4 minutes left. Anjali Mishra ma'am has a question, and she's saying, I'm trying to sign up on the 3D Wear app on my laptop. However, as a teacher, I'm getting a 30-day free trial, but the subscription is in dollars. Please advise please advise about the India side.
Okay, is it in dollars? I'll just, if you can connect me through Twitter, you just DM me on Twitter. I'll get back to you on that because I know it's for 199 only for Indian currency. Just text me, just send me a text message on Twitter, DM me on Twitter. I'll get back to you shortly on that. Otherwise, 30-day, you try 30-day free trial. It's 1 month. So meanwhile, we'll see that. Otherwise, you can go ahead with that the free subscription also.
Sure. I think we've taken most questions. And Pallavi Udupa ma'am, both like a comment as well a question, and she's asking, would this also affect their drawing skills in the sense that would it improve their drawing skills when students create something on 3D?
Drawing skills, I don't think so, because here the students have to bring models and they can increase the size of the model, they can decrease the size of the model by pinching their fingers on their screen, right? Drawing skill, no, I don't think so, because they don't have to draw specifically here. But yes, the spatial understanding, because as you can rotate the model to 360, right? So that spatial understanding becomes very, very clear to the students. So drawing skills, I don't think so.
I mean, a few teachers have already downloaded the app and they're saying that it just says 199. So I think it's
yes, the problem is solved.
Sure. Thank you. Feedback form submitted. Yes, ma'am, we've shared the feedback link multiple times.
I cannot hear you.
I think I just lost connectivity for a few seconds.
Okay.
So the feedback form has been shared, and we'll also put it one last time in the chat section. And I think we've also taken most of the questions. Thank you once again, Anupam ma'am. Thank you so much for doing the session with us, and can't wait for you to come back into another session. I mean, multiple requests already in the chat section, and all of us for sure learned a bunch of new things, and I'm sure that we're going to go back and try it out with the students. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
thank you, everyone, for joining us on this on this Thursday evening. The next session, of course, as you or if you've been regularly, browsing through my center, you'd know is on the 11th of March, which is next Thursday, and we are actually going to be exploring the concept of reciprocal teaching. And that's another, and that promises to be another really, really interesting session. So please go ahead and register yourself if you've not already done that. And of course, you'll be notified of it via email and SMS. So please go ahead and do that. And, please keep supporting us. Please share this video, like this video, of course, share this video with your friends and colleagues, and also ask them to register on my center. So we really look forward to your support on that front. Thank you once again, and I will see you all next week. And yeah, in case of any queries, concerns, our emails are, please feel free to email us, and we'll get back to you. Anita ma'am, let me check with Anupam ma'am, and on the presentation, I'll try and make that available for my center. We'll try doing that. Soma Gupta ma'am, thank you, thanks a lot, ma'am. I don't know if I look good or bad, but you certainly look different, is what you're saying. So, thank you. Thank you. Feedback form submitted. Yes, thank you, thanks a lot. And I'll see all of you on Thursday. Uh, Anil sir, I think yes, from what I understood from Anupam ma'am during the session, it will definitely be useful for mathematics students as well. Olu Sekun Sahid sir, I'll share the feedback form once again in the chat section. Please fill that in. It's also available on my center on the home screen itself, so you can fill it up from there if you're having trouble filling it up from the YouTube live chat section. Thank you, and hope you have a wonderful evening ahead. Thank you. Thanks a lot.